Good morning everyone and hello again. So we continue our lectures of literature and always with our introduction and with a new part of it. Today we try to highlight the functions of literature. Functions of literature. Now we're going to introduce and present these functions, in the form of those theories which were raised, by many thinkers, philosophers, and theorists who try to theorize, and suggest, particular functions for arts in general and literature in particular. So we have normally 5 major theories about the function of literature or the function of art in general, as literature, as you know, is a discipline, or a field within the huge scope of arts and the humanities. So the first theory which tackles function of literature or arts in general is the aesthetic theory. Number 1 is the aesthetic theory. This philosophy, in fact, appeared in the 18th century with the philosopher, or the French philosopher, Immanuel Kant. Immanuel Kant, who advocated what we call the autonomy of art. The autonomy of art. It means what? This philosophy, states that art, is to exist or should exist for its own sake, for its own essence, for its own beauty, for its own taste, and not even for entertainment, not for teaching any more lesson, not for conveying any message, So art is devoted only to serve art, clear? So that's why, they use this famous slogan or phrase which says l'art in French pour l'art pour l'art, or art for art's sake, which was first used by Benjamin Constant in 1804. When he is the first who said this slogan, which says art for art's sake. Art for art's sake. Now, there are many also other supporters of this view and this function and philosophy. For example, from Germany we have Goethe, Goethe from Germany. From England we have Samuel Taylor Coleridge, and also from France we have Charles Baudelaire. All these writers and thinkers, advocated and supported the view that art should exist only for its own sake, not for any other function or purpose. Clear? Or purpose. Now within this theory also we have another view which says that art is not or should not be concerned with morality. Should not be concerned with morality and the moral lessons. And this view also was mainly advocated by and supported by Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde, who said that there is no such thing of moral or immoral books. There is either well-written books or badly written books. Badly written books. In his this saying, taken from his novel, The Story of Dorian Gray. But also, Oscar Wilde believed that the main function of art is, now here we have another view, another philosophy, He said that the main function of art and literature is to entertain, is to enjoy, is to offer pleasure, enjoyment, and entertainment. So this is the first theory, if you can say, which has 2 strands in it. First one, which says art for art's sake alone. Second one with Oscar Wilde, which says that art should be concerned with entertainment, and not with morality or any other moral preaching. Clear? So that number 1. the aesthetic theory or function. Clear? Art, okay, for art's sake. Also, there is another function of literature which is expressed, alright, or delivered through another theory, alright, which is called the didactic theory. The didactic theory. Now, this theory states or believes that art has an informative and instructive function. Right, and instructive function. It means art is supposed to teach moral lessons, right, or any kind of lessons. It's supposed to preach, right. For this philosophy, it is believed that the writer's role is to preach, not to entertain. To preach means to give more lessons, to teach the audience, the reader, and so on. All right, and not to entertain. Clear? Also, it is believed in this theory that the artist's or the writer's role, okay, besides to preaching, right, is to convince the reader of a particular point of view. Okay, the writer is supposed to convince his reader of a particular point of view, of course, to convey his message, or yes, his moral he wants to teach and convey through his art. Clear? Now, this didactic theory we find its traces in John Byron's Pilgrim's Progress, the famous novel of Pilgrim's Progress by John Byron, which is a series of adventures by those pilgrims who went on a journey, and they learned many lessons through their journey. Clear? So number 2 is the didactic theory. Didactic here means the art of teaching. Didactic theory. So, art or literature is to preach, to teach, not to entertain. Clear? Not to entertain. Go. Another theory also which came to set, right, or determine function of art general and literature in particular is called the expressive right theory. The expressive theory here in this, as it's the name right indicates, art should express feelings and emotions. Right, for the supporters of this theory, art, or the function of art is to express feelings and emotions, and art and literature should be concerned more with the inward world, with the inward than with the outward. The inward than with the outward. It means art or literature also should not be an imitation, right, of the external world. It mustn't be an imitation of the external world, but it must be an expression of the internal, feelings and emotions. Right? It has nothing to do with external world and its reality. It must be a reflection, an expression, a kind of confession. For those feelings, emotions, and sensations. And sensations which are inward, not outward. Now, among the philosophers or theorists who supported this philosophy, or what we call the proponents of this theory and philosophy and function, we have, for example, Wordsworth, who said that and defined poetry as the powerful overflow of, or the spontaneous, he said that poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful emotions. Spontaneous overflow of powerful emotions. Also, we have Byron, okay, also has a very interesting saying which reflects the same essence of this expressive theory when he said that if I don't write to empty my mind, I go mad. Right, he said that if I don't write to empty my mind, it means what is inward, okay, I will go mad. Right, I will go mad. So this is just a summary about the third function and theory of literature, which is called the expressive. Expressive theory. Right, express feelings and emotions of the artist, of the writer, So he writes to express his own feelings, his own, emotions, and share them with his recipients or with his audience. Clear? Also, there's another important and, we can say, old, we can say, theory, and which determines another function for literature is called the mimetic or imitative, yes, imitative, right, function, right, mimetic or imitative function. And this theory is it first appeared with Aristotle in his Poetics, who said that art is an imitation of somebody, something, or an action. Right, for him, art is an imitation of life. Is an imitation of life. So for this theory, right, life should, you can say, be a kind of mimicry to reality. Right, but here Aristotle, maintains that, right, this imitation of life is not a blind imitation. Right, it's not a blind imitation. Right, so I mustn't misunderstand the notion here. So he said that this imitation is a kind of recreation, right, representation of life, in a way how the artist perceives it. We imitate life, right, and report it through the eyes, or in a way how the artist perceives, right, and conceives it. So it's a kind of what's called creative imitation, right, not a blind imitation. So here it is the artist's, you can say, perspective which plays the role, to conceive and perceive this reality and produce it in the form of art, Also, this theory maintains that art is superior to history. Because art doesn't only report facts. Doesn't report only facts, but it helps us see its essence. It means here the writer's perception intervenes, to give clearer view, and more insight about this reality, Right, good. Also, here this theory, we said it is supported mainly by Aristotle. Clear? Aristotle. Another also important theory, which is first 1, 2, 3, and 4. We said it is called mimetic. Mimetic or imitative theory, which says that art is an imitation, creative imitation, of course, a kind of recreation, presentation, of a reality of life, through the artist's eyes and perception and conception also. Clear? Good. Last theory, which also tackles the function of literature and art in general is called the affective theory. It says that art should create an effect, right? Should arouse an effect, right, in the reader, right? And the reader, and this effect will lead to action, right? It must, art or literature should have that positive effect, okay, positive effect which lead to a positive act or action. For example, it must raise the awareness of the readers, and the audience, recipients, for example, to the horrors of war, to avoid wars and stop wars. Clear? To avoid wars and stop wars in the world. Right? In the world. Here we can mention the famous saying of Alexander Pope, who said that the aim of art is to reform, those it touches. He said that the aim of art is to reform those it touches, right? Also we have Leo Tolstoy, right, whose work War and Peace can be taken as an example, right, for this function. He wanted to, we can say, warn people against the dangers of wars through his novel, through this novel. So the affective theory is concerned by stimulating, right, or arousing an effect, right, in the reader's minds, and also arousing their awareness, raising their awareness against all what is, right, negative, right, in terms of a kind of action. That's why it says that art should lead to a positive and good action, right? This effect should be interpreted into, a good action and lead to a good action. Good, like this. So these are in general, the 5 theories which represent the different functions or the major functions of literature and arts in general. They are supported by many theorists and writers and thinkers, as we have seen together here in this lecture. But what can we say at the end of this lecture, right, is that literature as, if you can say, field of arts, a field of knowledge, is something that one or people should breathe always, in their life, should read, should benefit from, should, take lessons from, should depend on it also to guide their lives, because it contains the experiences of those who were before us, those who are far from us, and those who want just to share with us their experiences, and life hardships and troubles, just to say to us, here is the first source of inspiration, first source of inspiration you should cling to, right, and never, leave. So we stop here for this lecture, hoping that you have grasped these 5 theories. Number 5 is, we said, affective theory. It means it should arouse an effect that leads to action. And as you see on the board, here we have a summary of the 5 theories that concern functions of literature. Finally, thank you so much for attention and attentiveness, and see you in another part of this introduction. Take care.